Okay. Fridays are hectic, and I can't see what's going on, so I'm gonna have to see what's happening. Did Karabo do traffic?
Yeah, I just put him through now.
Okay.
I need to go back.
Okay, I can't hear anything in the studio.
He hasn't transferred it. He's taking Karabo's call.
Okay, cool. Guys, just make you aware we're live everywhere. In case you want to say some shit you don't want people to know. So when are we doing the things together?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cause you're a busy man.
See that guy?
Yes.
Yeah. If you get his contacts, he will make sure I'm there whenever you need me. That's the deal. No, for real. Like, he's gonna get me.
Okay.
To be in studio, to be anywhere.
Yeah, we need to do something together.
So, when you're ready. You see?
You haven't listened to my body of work right now. That's why. That's why.
They have to check it out.
Yo. Okay, now I see. Minutes and 22.
EVT. The first 2026 intake runs from January to April. Applications close 31 October 2025. Apply now at lssalead.org.za. That's lssalead.org.za.
When it comes to protecting your workforce, trust the workwear brand that has been protecting workers for over 150 years, Sweetall. Sweetall has overalls and uniform solutions for every industry, so your team is safe, comfortable, and ready to tackle any challenge. Visit our new Boksburg showroom, shop A1 Atlas Road, Westwood, Boksburg, or go to sweetall.com today. Sweetall, we never let you down. Superior protective workwear since 1871.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
It's Friday.
And that means it's 7:02 Unplugged.
25 minutes to 2 o'clock. This 702 Unplugged is brought to you by FNB Premier. Switch to FNB Premier today. Spend and stand to win. I'm so excited to have the phenomenally talented and absolutely brilliant maestro, as I would refer to him, Dr. Nduduzo Makhathini, who, if you don't know, is a pianist, a composer, educator, and cultural thinker. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to be here.
You actually have officially baptized the stage with a real piano, because I think this is our very first one in the studio. And it happens to be perfect timing, as I always say. Tell us about your new body of work.
Oh, well, I've been involved in a lot of different projects. This year I've been focused on a project called an ongoing rehearsal, which, is a kind of space for me to think together with other artists. So it's a collaborative project where I invite an artist and we play each other's music, but also the stories that live in the songs.
Yes.
And so that's been a major part of this year, but I've also been touring with my jazz trio. And I've done a couple of really important collaborations this year. One with the Jazz at Lincoln Center with Wynton Marsalis, which was like a week ago. But earlier this year as well, I did something with my big bro, Black Coffee, at the Cape Town Jazz Festival.
Yes.
And done some collaborations with different brands, been working a lot with G-Star, you know, and yeah, we hear you know, talking about, you know, memory and songs, and quite an interesting project as well that we're on as well.
Please tell us about your PhD and what your research was all about. And I'm so glad that you're sharing that you've really been able to, the word is not commercialize, but in some way commercialize a genre that people discourage people from going into, because they're like, when you play rock or jazz, you play 7 million chords to 4 people. But when you play rock music, you play 4 chords to 7 million people. So it's so beautiful to see that what you've been doing authentically continues. But I'm curious about your research for your PhD, which is not honorary, guys. It's not the honorary kind.
Well, those are good too. I mean, they have their place.
Yes.
I did my PhD on cosmology, what I call Ndu cosmology, and it was really trying to think about sounds as results of specific contexts, whether these are cosmological contexts, the cultural context, the political context, but sounds as things that emerge at the very end of another subject. So essentially what I was trying to do was to advocate for how we could start reading jazz music or improvised music that we often deem as an imported sensibility, how to start reading it from an African indigenous perspective, to kind of theorize from our doorsteps. So one of the things that was really important for me was to think about this notion of episteme, like how people know what they know, and to think about that kind of knowing as the way to enunciate our thoughts. So it's really in many ways was refusing kind of foreign ways of theorizing, foreign lexicons, foreign languages. And it was just like to think about what is embodied, you know, this embodied knowledge. And given how we've suffered this problem of forgetting,
Who we are.
you know, what are some of the glimpses of things that could be kind of re-energized, and or what leaves as an echo, as a glimpse that could hold to building future ways of thinking about this music. So it was a project that thinks about practice, but also thinking about curriculum and how we could kind of impact on projections of new curriculums in post-colonial moments.
If you were to say the one thing that South African jazz musicians give to the world that you cannot find anywhere else, what would you say it is?
Well, you know, I think each people have their own stories, and I think that's really unique to every people. South Africa has a very complex history, and somehow that history, when we speak about jazz, thinking about moments of displacement, moments of homelessness, moments of brokenness, that has somehow been some of the indicators that inform how we articulate jazz music. It enunciates from this brokenness, from these tears. So that's a very unique South African story, but I think it's also something much older that is a kind of folk tradition about rhythms, and how rhythms are really ontology, in a sense that rhythm is a way of anchoring your connection to the land. So when we speak about land in South Africa, there are so many different takes, but I think quite fundamentally to the music is how we walk on this land that give us this unique accent. And so South Africa is unique in many ways.
I'm so glad you connected the rhythm with the land, because we forget land is alive. It has its own heartbeat. It resonates so beautifully, and that's why people speak about grounding oneself, actually standing barefooted. So it really is all connected. But I know you and I could talk for hours. We want to hear some music when we come back into Nduduzo Makhathini live.
The G20 Summit coming to Johannesburg is a stepping stone towards a brighter future for the city. Josie My Josie has launched the Babize Bonke campaign to shine a spotlight on some of the extraordinary champions who are reshaping Johannesburg from the ground up.
My name is Grant Ngobo. When Galanjie first opened, I was 14 years old and worked my way up, and now I lead the organization at the age of 27. From the 51st floor of Ponte, we run inner city tours and community centers at the bottom, challenging stereotypes about Hillbrow, Berea, and Yuva.
Josie My Josie is making the invisible visible, giving the voiceless a voice. It's a movement for the people, by the people, creating a city that we can proudly call Josie My Josie. Come see how Josie does it. A city that's alive, ready, and rising. Prime Media and 702 are proud sponsors of Josie My Josie.
Josie My Josie Babize Bonke champion Grant Ngobo will be interviewed on Weekend Breakfast by Googs Mhlungu just after 8 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Let me get this right, Ron. You're a plumber by day and Pretoria's smoothest wedding DJ by night.
Yeah, it started out as a passion and now I've got bookings until December. And a smoke machine that needs its own seatbelt.
And you sold your car to buy a van through We Buy Cars.
Brew, it was music to my ears. Zero admin, no long queues. They pulled in, checked it out, and before I knew it, I had cash in the bank.
Now that's a banger. We Buy Cars. Geared for your passion, geared for you.
Before you throw it away, think again. Join the Glass Recycling Company's Recycling Challenge this November. Collect your glass bottles and jars, drop them at your nearest glass bank, and help your city climb the leaderboard. Each bottle counts towards a cleaner South Africa. Post your recycling pics on Facebook with hashtag Glass Recycling Challenge and stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand. Let's shatter records and clean up our cities with the Glass Recycling Company. T's and C's apply.
Day 20, awaiting proof of payment. Day 30, still waiting. Day 40, funds finally cleared. In business, credit with 55 interest-free days keeps you moving. We get it. Get an Absa Business Credit Card. Use over 50% of your credit and initiation fees will be on us. Offer ends 31 December 2025. Apply at absa.co.za/business. Absa is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply. Absa, your story matters.
Be in the right place at the right time with Betway's jackpot slots. Stand to win your share of millions of rands in cash every week. Bet on selected slots every Thursday and Friday night between 7 and 10 p.m. and you could be our next big winner. The more you play, the more chances to win. Get way more only at Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. NRGP counseling line 0800 006 008. All events are fixed odds betting games.
This is Unplugged on 702 Afternoons with Relebogile. Brought to you by FNB Premier Friday. Celebrating 25 years of helping you live the Premier life.
15 minutes to 2 o'clock, and we continue with 702 Unplugged together with the phenomenal Dr. Nduduzo Makhathini, and he happens to be a part of Songs to Savor. We spoke a little bit about it, Songs and Memory, where various other artists, a collective of South African artists like Zoe Mudicha, Yanga Chief, Kulo de Song, and Mbuso Khoza contributed, and today he is performing for us some of the pieces from that work.
Sekhuleka ekujuleni kwazo isihlabathi. Sikhuleke kuso isibeletho sona esinamandla sikaNomkhubulwane.
sibalele mdlomba ngandaba vukudla amadoda athi daqa kandaba bathi ushaka ngesabo uthi ushaka inkosi enkulu esemanxulubeni nodumo ehleli kwamenzi inino ikahla memva kuxoxa indaba konakele Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Wabase tewe angibuka ngamthanda. Uyakhuluma. Ngamthanda. Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Yayindla intombi. Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Usethe uyahamba, ngamthanda. Uthe uyaka, ngamthanda. Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Ngombeni, ngombeni, ngombeni. Iyona imvula. Iyona imvula. Siyavuma. Bathi sadabuka ohlangene lapho umveli kuqala vela khona. Siyakhuleka kini izindlondlo, sikhuleke kunomhoyi, mujaji oyemaya oshun. Iyona imvula, iyona imvula. Siyavuma, siyavuma. Iyona imvula. Siyavuma zilonde inkulu. Siyavuma, siyavuma.
The phenomenal Dr. Nduduzo Makhathini. And I hope listening to that has inspired something within yourself, the songs that you would want to savor, and maybe a song that tells of your history and your story, and maybe what connects you to parts of yourself that somehow also get lost by growing up. Hey, do you find that in Nduduzo sometimes?
Yeah, it's really true. I think in a history of African people, or Black people, that is fundamentally an oral tradition. It really elevates the place of songs, both as archives, as spaces to reference, to document our histories. Also, not always these, kind of romanticized notions of history. But for instance, I was playing a song by Princess Makoko that, really speaks, a love song that emerges at a time where, anthropological studies have kind of concluded that people, or African peoples, didn't have a concept of love or romance, for instance.
And it's weird right?
So we're chasing these things. I mean, Princess Makoko was just writing songs about a man she loved. So, just now to be thinking about the importance of that Black love story, kind of in post-colonial moments, because we don't even have that concept of like, so
I
how
think
do
what's
we even...
also scary is the reality that obviously when we think about our past, we are still very much focused on the difficulties of it, like apartheid, because we are yet to still, right the wrongs of the past. But so much so that we forget people were in love. People laughed. People had inside jokes. Exactly like you say, people were being shelled. There was a mjolo on a different level in that time.
And also, I think it's just an entire issue of like, what do we really call romance in African context? I mean, Lakshoni Langa is a song that depicts loss, for instance, but it's a love song and someone waiting for his timela to bring back their lover, And this is like during apartheid and all of these. So there's something about this music that refuses. And part of, I think, these interventions, by Castle Mixed Out and other places is to emphasize on this issue of memory at a time where forgetting is a thing that is so encouraged, I mean, when someone asks you about who you are.
I've run out of time and I'm so desperately heartbroken.
No problem.
But I wanted to quickly tell you, Dr. Philemon says, what a gentle, humble genius, Siabong. Another one, you just made my day by hosting Nduduzo in the studio. Respect, my brother. I love your song with Thandiswa Mazwayo, Gulungile. African spirituality lives in you. That's from Daniel. Vis Naidu in Midrand says, my daughter watched Nduduzo Makhathini live in Amsterdam earlier this year and bought his LP, which he also signed. So thank you so much for joining us. We have to have you here again. I mean, come on.
Thank you so much.
We have to.
Well, it's an ongoing rehearsal.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience.